Good evening. Welcome to the Pizza Roundtable, part of the I Need Pizza Club network, where every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m., we give you the best pizza news, stories, and topics around the week, and we discuss all the ins and outs. I'm one of your hosts this evening, Jim Mumford, joined by Will Dumas. Will, good evening. How the heck are you?
Jim, what's up, buddy? I'm doing well, man. As always, how are you doing?
I'm good. So we were kind of talking before we started. You had some pizza adventures this weekend. I need to hear about.
I did. I had a buddy. He's in the neighborhood. Went up there. He's got a little, I think it's an Il Forno little wood fired oven in his yard. Thing's awesome. And then we made pizzas, and I took no pictures of the pizzas by default, right? Because you just start having fun. You're making a bunch, and you crack a few, and then you're like, oh man, I forgot to take the pictures of the pizza. What can you say?
To me, when people forget to take pictures of the food, that means it's really good. You're immersed in the experience. You're not in the phone. So it's a compliment. It's terrible to share with friends afterwards, but it means that you were living in the moment and having a good time. So I'm going to allow it in this one.
I appreciate that. And for the record, I did share some pictures with Jim, but they're random seafood items that I threw in the oven instead of pizza and got to take snaps of those. So,
Still looks good. Still looks good, honestly.
I'm sorry, guys.
What?
My goodness.
My alarm went off at 8:55 and I couldn't find my computer charger.
It's all right. So, like I was saying, our other host this evening, Anna Crucitt, expert pizza and gelato artisan. Anna, how are you this evening?
Everything's going really well. I was away last week, and so it feels really good to be back. It's a short week, right? So got a lot to do, got a lot done, but
Lovely. Any pizza adventures over the long weekend? Anything at home? Anything notable for our pizza friends tuning in? If not, make something up. We'll never know.
You know what? I didn't eat much pizza at all. I went on a cruise. I didn't have pizza one time.
Casually.
I didn't
Casually
trust
go on
it.
a
I'm
cruise.
super tan. I don't know if it's the lighting or me, but
yeah,
you look very tan.
Yeah, you look very
you
tan.
Look great.
Well, boy, I'm considering me jealous of cruises and seafood and pizza
on
ovens.
a little bit of a whim, to be honest with you. But
how fun! That's amazing.
How are you guys?
Oh, good. We were talking beforehand. I got myself a Ghazni, and I only cooked like 10 on that this weekend. Just played with it. Yeah, there's a learning curve. I think that's well say, especially for all the different styles, but had fun with that. And obviously just, collected neighbors as, you can't eat 10 pizzas yourself. Arc XL. So the big boy. Yeah.
Yep.
So had fun with that, experimented and cooked out. So, well, awesome. Well, I think we have a rather interesting mix of articles this evening. Will, you're going to be driving, so where are we going to get into first, my friend?
Hold on. Let's stay tight
I am
here.
always holding on.
All right, listen, we'll start, I think, with one of the interesting articles from Chowhound, and this one is the chicken that makes BBQ pizza taste X better. So, Jim, I'll start with you, I guess, by default.
Yeah.
Chicken on pizza as a starting point. Are we interested?
I understand it, especially in your favorite California style, right? Your buffalo chickens, your barbecue chickens, it's a thing. I'm not putting that on a regular pie. As the article discusses, it is very rare to hit that sweet spot between not way overcooked and still kind of rubber, right? Because ideal temperatures for pizza and ideal temperatures for chicken are not the same. So I understand it. For me, I would rather finish with chicken a pie after it's done than maybe just give it another minute than start with it, because it's very difficult to hit that sweet spot even with the best chicken in the world to use.
Anna, is chicken like a big sin? A no-no? Are we allowed to put chicken on pizza?
I feel like of all the protein you could pick to put on a pizza, chicken is just not the one I'm going to reach for. I don't see a combination. To me, it's just like, am I eating like a chicken salad sandwich or am I eating like a pizza? I mean, my husband loves it. He loves like a buffalo chicken pizza. He loves chicken, but for me, no. I'm not gonna to cook with that. I mean, I don't mind. I don't hate it. It's just not me.
Okay. All right. If you had to go chicken, I think this is the article for you if you want to explore that a little bit, at least like go with me in that you would go chicken thighs over chicken breast if we had to use a chicken product. Is that fair assumption?
Oh, well, yeah, I agree with that.
Just just making sure, guys, that there was no alternative chicken source to use. Chicken thighs seem the way to go to me.
So there is for me actually, and it's chicken wing meat,
Oh,
drumstick, because again,
Okay.
that ultra dark meat is fattier, it has more flavor,
sure.
and it's cooks better closer to temperatures, right? Chicken thighs are closer, they're still very good, they're dark meat, but they can still dry out, they can get very gamey, right, if you overcook them. Kind of hard to overcook a chicken wing, kind of hard to overcook a drumstick. So not that I disagree with the article, but I'd pull strips and wings and just use that over chicken thighs, in my opinion.
I
So
feel like I would just eat the chicken wings then, you
that's
know?
That's
I feel like
exactly it, right? I
that's the
just do
right.
problem.
buffalo, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's like a
If you're gonna
lot
cook
of
it,
chicken wings for to top a pizza.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Well, I mean, depends on your size, depends how heavy, but yeah, it's some work, right? But yeah, you wouldn't use chicken breasts. I wouldn't use chicken tenders, chicken thighs. Okay, but again, I would just finish it with hot chicken. I would not bake it with it. It doesn't. They don't cook at the same temperatures.
Fair. I'm with you. Will you go barbecue chicken though as an option? Like if I understand maybe we're not creating these pies ourselves, but would you dabble in the barbecue chicken on a pizza? Period.
I think I have a barbecue. I know I have a buffalo chicken pizza in my book. Like, yeah, I love the concept. It's
Yeah.
tasty, so I'm not opposed to it. But I mean, it's a good article, and they explain why, and they explain connective tissue and other things. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought it was pretty in depth. Tell you the truth about that, I just wanted to see. I feel you guys are not like the chicken people for this one. You know, there are so many different uses of chicken for me
I
than
honestly don't
particularly
even see
pizza.
many people competing with chicken. Like that's not a very common topping. I don't see many pizza makers doing using it.
What if we go the other direction of chicken and we think like chicken parm, chicken cutlet to do for a pizza? Does that suit you any better?
No.
I've had pies with chicken cutlets, and it's the same problem. It's
May as
texture,
well
right?
just
You
stick
get
some
bread.
Kraft macaroni and cheese in between the layers. Like, where are we going with this?
I mean, I would, by the way, and I think I have, but no, it's a texture thing, right? You're not nailing it.
See, man, that's where I'm going to step in and say, like, maybe it's because I've left the pizza capital of the world. And now, as we go further south, I'm seeking Italian American comfort foods, and like a chicken Parmesan pizza is a thing here that people will
Yeah,
make, or you can get them at least to make it. And they'll kind of be like, oh, every time it's always like, let me go ask the manager. And I'm like, well, just put the breaded chicken cutlets and the stuff on it, and we've got it. And then they always come back like, sure, we'll try that.
right. I know I've had slices. There's a slice shop in Chicago that does like a chicken and waffles thing, and they play on it. And I've had, but it's always added hot afterwards, right? It's very rarely baked on, or you're reheating a slice, right? You par cooked it, but you're not just doing chicken because it'll be so dry. So I think it can be done. I think the fussiness to enjoyment, like Anna said, just give me a chicken cutlet and a piece of pizza. I think you can make it work, but
I just think that there's not a ton of balance for it. Like, it just seems
agreed.
like there's two heavy pieces put together. I
Agreed.
mean, if you could have like maybe small popcorn chicken or smaller bites, but I just like envision in my head biting into a Detroit, a Sicilian style slice with like a chicken tender, breaded chicken.
Okay, yeah. Well, now we're getting
Yeah,
heavier. Now
No,
that's
I
where are we
basically just ate
going
a
with
bowling
this?
ball. I just basically ate a bowling ball. Is what I felt like
Like,
after
I
that one.
don't.
goodness.
And then I'm like, what kind of sauce? Then you said the chicken parma sandwich. So I thought, okay, I think that there would be a market for that, but this is very specific
Very.
texture and taste for people.
All right.
I did write an article for Inside Hook about reusing leftover turkey, and I made a bunch of pizzas with that.
Yeah.
That worked great, right? Because
Yeah.
darker meat cooked, and actually we had like a barbecue turkey one, and then like a Thanksgiving one that were really good. Like turkey held up much better than I would have expected as a meat on pizza. Again,
Interesting.
creamier, more flavor, a little more fat, especially in that dark meat. So yeah, honestly, if you're gonna go poultry, you might consider turkey. It's out there, but it played. I think that's prevalent in Europe. I think they put turkey, like dark meat turkey. I forget where. I was doing some research and up like that. That's a thing. That's not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
out of left field. So
I'm going to look for it.
Is there a Thanksgiving pie in the book, Jim,
no,
that
not
utilizes
this
this
one.
turkey?
Volume two,
Just checking.
volume two, maybe, but volume one, I can only do 100, my
Are
friend,
you
and something.
committing? Is that in pen?
No, no, my goodness. Yeah, I'll see another 7 years, but
It does take a minute, right?
yeah, just
All right,
casually.
listen, let's stick on ingredients that I think are probably more in your wheelhouse. At least
Maybe as.
I love these, and so I'll start with here. Yes, it's a little bit of a promo, a little bit of an announcement here from Toppers. But the Mushroom Council joins Toppers Pizza in promoting new wild mushroom pizza. So I'll start and say, I love mushrooms. I love mushrooms on absolutely everything. But I think it's interesting when people talk about mushrooms on pizza, what way they go. I feel like there's a cult following, I'll say, for those little canned mushrooms somehow that people love and want to put on pizzas. And then some people love, obviously, creminis, mushroom button mushroom, like any kind of mushroom you could possibly think of. So, Anna, I'll throw it to you first. Mushrooms on pizza, A or nay?
Okay.
Sit
So
down.
I personally do not prefer. Like, I'm going to sit down at a restaurant and I look at the menu. I would not select a pizza with the highlight ingredient as a mushroom. If it's a complementary topping to something else, yes, happy to have it. But like, I'm not going to just order a mushroom pizza. I think that there has to be another element to it. I like the texture. I have nothing against that. I don't know why anybody would buy a canned mushroom. I mean, just some olive oil, salt, and pepper. I actually had somebody at some point write a review about, or maybe it was just like back and forth, how it's crazy how I use canned mushrooms. And I was like, I don't. We just saute those. They don't even look like canned mushrooms. I don't know what you're saying. And why would I go through the lengths of making my own cheese to buy canned mushrooms? I'm confused right now. But she was like, I know that those are absolutely canned mushrooms. I said, okay, you think what you want. But so I just like am cracking up about this because
Damn.
customers
Wow.
know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they know.
I just like a button mushroom. I mean, that's just my preference on it. But again, I'm not like looking for that to be like the star in pizzas that I eat.
Fair. All right. Jim, what about you, man? Oh, Jim, you know what, Jim, before you jump in, let me just say one thing because I thought this was too interesting. When we talked about this quickly from this article here being, obviously they quoted here quickly, Slice of the Union last year, right, from some data points, 2024, most popular topping, pepperoni. Second most popular topping, mushrooms?
100%.
Believe it.
Jim, take
Believe
it
it.
from there. As the second most popular topping, do you go mushrooms on pizza?
I don't mind it, but like Anna said, I think they're impossible to be the star. Like even the best, highest mushroom, right? Baby button or something. I think they're a complementary flavor. They are, right? And you need, so either, complement meat or complement the veggies. They have range. And I get why they're the second most popular, but I would bet a straight mushroom pizza is probably like 100th down the list.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this article's interesting, right? Because wild mushrooms have a ton of flavor, and you're going to lose all
Absolutely.
that when you combine it with the other pizza flavors. So are you kind of just throwing good ingredients and masking them? So if you're really truly foraging for wild mushrooms or whatever, I wouldn't put them on pizza, right? And like Anna said, just saute some buttons and let them be a complement to the other things. So I'm not opposed to it. I make a really great tavern, pepperoni and mushroom pizza. It's a favorite in this house. But without the pepperoni, I feel like it's just there, right? It's more, honestly, they're more texture than they are flavor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I feel like you just like kind of squashed my mushroom parade here, but like that's
You
That's
love
what,
okay.
that's
them?
why I wake up
Are
4
you
in the morning.
excited about wild
You mushroom
mushrooms?
guy?
I was excited to go to Toppers, period. But on top of that, I was excited for the mushroom pie. Yeah, I love mushrooms. I heart them. I think like when you cook mushrooms properly, I'm of the, just for reference, I'm of the variety here where I'm in dry pan with mushrooms. I'm not adding anything to them. The water's coming out, the moisture's coming out. Then we're salting the mushrooms afterwards. I know sometimes that's a challenge for the way people do them, but that's the way I go about them. I would love them on a pie. They were charred as well. I'm such a fan. Number two pizza topping.
So I'll
Yeah.
say, there's a taglio slice I have called Il Fungo, right? And it's 4 mushrooms and a bunch of cheeses. That's really nice, right? Because they hold up to like your funky. I feel like I've got like some funky, blue cheese on it, and there's some
Yeah,
funk to
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's really nice. On a standard kind of toppers pie, right, where there's just not a lot of depth. But again, maybe the wild mushrooms are. Let's say I would try it. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's fun. Is it going to be the first one out of the gate? Probably not. But like I said, can you really make a really good? Sure, you can. So I'm somewhere in between. I'm not going to rain your fungi parade, my friend.
Are you going to start foraging after this? Or are you going to go look for some
I'll
mushrooms?
probably start tomorrow morning at
Yeah.
least, and we'll see what I can do.
You got to
Next time
help
I'll
them
come
out,
back
right?
in.
Bring some to please
next time,
pizza this.
next time I'm going to bring a beautiful mushroom pie on for
We
display.
actually
Okay.
did have a chef bring us wild mushrooms to make pizza with, and they were wonderful and very expensive.
Noted. Noted. I hear you
But
there.
it was
Love
fun to
it.
work with.
So I will ask truffle on pizza, right? Not truly mushrooms, but close. But I hate it, right? Like I've got, I think a very specialty pizza, but I've seen people, finishing pizzas with truffle oil, and just I can't do it. 'Cause I think it overpowers everything else you've done there. So Anna, Will, am I out to lunch here? Or I think Will disagrees with me heartily. I can
So
tell you.
I agree flavor wise, right? I am not like gonna reach for the truffle French fries, the truffle salt. Like I think that can be overdone. However, our truffle pizza that we have on our menu is like top two, top three. I mean, it is a huge hit. Lots of people like it. And so that's the one that I competed with when I went for the gluten free, and that's the one I won with. So, in my opinion, I feel like truffle's a little overdone, just like balsamic glaze was like 10, 15 years ago.
Sure.
Like everybody used it. I thought it was just like, let me get a feel for the competition and make a pizza that I know sells well. It tastes good. I was expecting it to just be like an overdone, overused topping like last year's
Sure.
news, and it ended up winning.
And you
So I
won.
thought, well, people like it.
So in the right hands, it can shine.
Sure.
I think that's the thesis here.
But I
That
do
you
also think there is a level of not using too much of it, right? Like
Yes.
we tone it down with the mascarpone, and you're adding the prosciutto to it to bring in a different texture and the salt from that and flavor. So you can complement it really well, but I don't use a truffle oil. I think that that's intense.
And that's what I'm saying. Truffle, true truffles with truth. I think that's different, but it's that drizzle of truffle oil that I'm seeing in all these places now. I think that's a punch. But I agree. If you're using real products and balancing them, right? I think that's a different. That's not what I'm talking.
We're on the same page, Jim. There, the truffle oil is the one that gets me all the time. But I'm like, why am I paying more for these truffle oil fries with this made up truffle? Right? No,
Right.
thank you. Just
Exactly.
make me something
Exactly.
else. Like I'm okay with it. All right. Well, listen. Speaking of making something else in general, let's talk about
Great segue.
Donatos here, and this is going to be. This was covered by Fox 28. Donatos to open fully automated robotic pizza shop at Columbus Airport. Interesting to note here that this particular restaurant, so it's going to be in, I think, Concourse B, they highlighted here. It's going to be before security, which we could talk about that afterwards. I always think is an interesting of the before security or post security type restaurant that's going to be in place. But in general, it's going to be fully autonomous. Essentially, is this the place where we can use robots? Like, does this make sense in the pizza world to either of you here? Anna, does this make sense to you? Do robots actually have a place in pizza, and could this be a spot for them?
Oh, I don't think so. It hurts my heart because I feel like I feel like pizza is just meant to be made. Dough is meant to be worked with by hand, and pizzas are meant to be pressed by hand. I do totally get the automation around it. because I struggle with labor and with cost. And so I see the need for it and I understand it. But I don't think long term it's much savings at all. And then you're removing so much of like the heart behind it. I mean, just think about the person making that pizza that's going in that oven. If it was a human, what you feel, and then there's a robot and you're like the emotion is just drained. So I don't know. I also think you just talked about like the post security and
Yeah.
Yeah.
after. And so the first time in my life that I have actually had to sit in an airport prior to security because I was there too early was when we got off the cruise. And we
Wow.
had to go from the ship to the airport, but we couldn't check in. And so we had to wait until you had so many hours prior to your flight to check in. And so I sat with my children and I thought, this is why there are coffee shops and restaurants. And I thought, like, I was not the only one. It was the Orlando airport, and there were so many people. That would have been a fun thing for us to watch for a minute. You know?
Yeah. Right.
I get it, but
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. At least I know now they're used for the pre-security
Yeah.
restaurant.
Now we
Also,
know.
did not that existed. Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
No. So it's interesting, right? We covered, I think, a couple weeks ago, Donato's went full AI with their call ordering, if you remember.
yes.
And then, like 2 months ago, they said they wanted to go all in, right? So clearly they are trying to be cutting edge on technology and use it. That is their
Yep.
thesis. That is their mission statement. Um, as someone who, the middle of the Venn diagram between understand pizza and also mechanical engineer is pretty small, and I'm one of those. Um, Having a robot that's that precise to do all of those things is expensive. It is so expensive. I understand, right, labor costs and getting people through security in an airport is something that's a challenge. Like I said, this is going to cost money. This is something for kids to stare at as it's made. This is not cheaper than a person. Probably 2x. I know what parts those use. I know what it is, right? Especially with food safety. So
Mhm.
I think this is one to be more look at us, we're being tech savvy that is the same. I think Columbus Airport's really interesting. Why there? Just because, this isn't a JFK, this isn't O'Hare, right? This is, the Columbus Airport is not small, but it's not huge, right? It's a kind of a regional airport. So I know Denali is kind of Ohio thing, but I think this is more of a signal to a world that we are tech heavy. But I would also bet within a year that that place is a Chili's again or something, or so someone just get this. This is a publicity thing. I hard to believe that this is actually sustainable, especially since I highly doubt they're gonna have enough volume. Right, they're not gonna be making 80 pizzas an hour, especially outside of security. Right,
Right.
Fair.
to
I'm with you on
really
that, particularly from just the location. But then again, maybe there's going to be a random cruise ship stopping in Ohio, right? Somehow,
maybe
because
Yeah.
Columbus
people
is
are
beautiful
going
this
Fair.
time of year.
I'm
to be
wondering if this
parked
is
out
just a
front.
pilot. Maybe they are
Yes.
piloting it for a bigger airport, but at the end of the day, I could not imagine that is cheaper, no matter what you pay hourly or for to have somebody put those ingredients on that pizza.
A
This
chance.
looks very expensive from top to bottom. I mean, it's fully automated. So, what happens when the computer goes down and it's not being sent to the back? It just looks like a frustrating vending machine. And I'm just not, I'm not okay.
I Guys, I feel like I'm turning my back on the pizza world with this one, but I'm not gonna lie. If this was post security and they're like, "Hey, your flight's in 5 minutes," and this pizza came out in 90 seconds, and I grabbed it, I paid, walked over within 90 seconds, picked it up, and left, as opposed to standing in the airport lines that I would now in, let's say, JFK, and getting really subpar pizza from some of those places. This might actually
Sparrow
be
didn't deserve that.
great.
This is not coming out. That is not coming out in 90 seconds. That pizza is being cooked for 7 minutes. Like
Think so? I mean, it looks like a conveyor belt style, right? Let me
I
reshare it.
think
six
so. Yeah,
minutes.
I
But even still, like that's gonna be for them to press it, cook it, top it.
All right. Maybe I'm exaggerating with the 90 seconds, but you know the direction I'm going. If when you're in that line for 30 minutes right now, as they are in a airport food, I think it's
I
different.
wonder if
I'm
they're
not
gonna
saying I'm out there in
change
the
the rules to these pizza competitions for who can enter? Like what year will the first robot win the Caputo Cup?
Next year, it's us. We're going to invent
Wow.
the pizza robot. We have the people on this call. Yeah, it is interesting, Will, because if it is truly a time saver, right? I understand it, but you still need somebody there. You're not just going to walk away, right? And then again, I know the equipment they use. I know the robotics. These are fussy things that, so it's interesting if it is a pilot, maybe, right? I can see it being useful in an airport. Pre-security is still odd to me.
I'm with you there. That's the part I can't get over.
Better.
I'm not saying bring on the robots, but I'm okay to dabble in some robotic pie, but I appreciate true artisan pie as well. Each pizza has a specific situation, just like this next pie
Well,
is going to have its particular situation.
If the pizza's delicious, then this is not a conversation. So maybe let's
All
just
There
go
you
right.
with
go.
pizza first.
There you go. Well put.
Okay. Okay. Well, like you said, delicious pie. Where else to get your delicious pie other than Sam's Club? So, Sam's Club just one-upped Costco with its $8.98 pizza delivery deal. So, Sam's Club delivering you a pie for $8.98 in under 3 hours. This is on top of their new release of pick up to order, right? From there, where you can just get fresh delivery right outside. So now this is actually going to be order to deliver. If everyone knows about the amazing, I don't know how to even describe the unicorn that the Costco pie is. I don't know if the Sam's Club pie is going to compete with it, but I guess, do we need this? Do I need 3 hour instant delivery, however instant that is, of a Sam's Club pizza for $8.98 right now in my life? Jim, do you need that?
I don't, but I understand who would, right? I'm not
Okay.
thinking of the three of us that live in cities, right? And I live in the smallest city, the three of us. I'm thinking of the person in a farm field where, Sam's Club is kind of where everyone goes to, and that's the one stop, that's a store within, an hour. And that just might be the best pizza you can get delivered, or pizza delivery isn't the thing. So I
Okay.
understand it, right? I am sure they're going to use a third party partner, right? I'm sure they're not hiring the staff, right? So, I think a combination of kind of where those Sam's Clubs are, and then I'm sure that third party partner, right, is doing all the heavy lifting. So all they're doing is basically just making the pie like normal. I understand what they're trying to do, right? They see an opportunity in this lower, ultra lower tier, the C store pizza,
Yep.
and
Yep.
they're
Yep.
trying to
Yep.
say, we want to win and we're going to bring it to you rather than you come to us. So I understand it. Now, for that price point, I don't see how they're doing that for $9, right? I'm sure service fees and tax and tip and delivery, you're still going to be a $20 pizza. So I'm sure there's a misnomer on that, but I understand where they're trying to take in the market. And listen, Costco pizzas are good, right? They are standardized. They are good for what they are and where they are in their tier. They're solid. I'm sure Sam's Pizza would be exactly the same.
I mean, it didn't look like a bad pie in that picture for that price point. And on the day we see you eat a Sam's Club pie,
Never
though,
had one.
I
I've
may
never
just
had
pass
one.
out. I may just pass out.
So I totally get it, right? I agree. They're located strategically. I think that this would
Uh-huh.
be a really awesome, I don't think this would be awesome, but like a kid's birthday party and we're going
Okay.
bowling and we need like pizza delivered. Like I could
Sure.
just see
Sure.
this is the pizza that people for nine. I don't know how they're making that pizza for $9. I know what costs are for pizza, and that's a big pizza. That's confusing. But like anything with Costco, or Sam's Club, you're not going to just have that pizza delivered. You're getting the Caesar salad, you're getting the 2 liter of soda. It does say that there's a free delivery. I'm sure there's a
Yep.
minimum charge on that. Plus, there's going to be a
Absolutely.
tip. So it's
Yeah. I guess you've also ordered 25 other items probably from Sam's because you're like, oh, I ran out of
Also,
that. Why not get that right? So
exactly.
I wonder if
They're
if
coming
it's really
anyway.
just a draw. If it's just a
It's
draw
just a
to
draw
purchase
to
this
be
from
like, we'll
something
get
else
dinner.
as a. All
yeah, I
right.
didn't think of that. If this is a loss leader, right, where you're getting it with your
Yes.
normal grocery delivery, I get that completely, right? That this is just, well, we might as well get dinner too, right? and then you funnel. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think as a standalone pizza delivery, it makes a lot, like I can rationalize it, but yeah, if you're getting this with your other Sam's order delivered, then yeah, why wouldn't you?
I just
I
can't
get it.
imagine anybody's like, I want to eat pizza tonight. It's just the two of us. Let's get Sam's Club. Like, it's just, that's not part of my consideration set. Maybe this pizza's bomb and everybody's going to be going after it and it would become one. I'm sure it's just fine, but I really do think that this is more marketing towards the groups or
Yeah,
the
agreed.
add-on
Fair,
item.
fair. All right. Well,
Yeah, I
listen,
was
guys. Last article. I'll try to bring it home with something more in your wheelhouse than Sam's Club. I mean, so we're approaching summer, right? In that,
what's
Anna,
your
we all
source with
know
that, Will?
that we're approaching summer.
Yeah, giving you a hard time. Keep going.
Sorry. So we are approaching summer, and I'm going, Jim. You're just giving me a hard transition here. I was trying to go to Anna. Anna, do last year was hot girl summer, right? This is going to be salad pizza summer. How do you feel about that?
No. Yeah, done. All right. Good show, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Rico's Pizza introduces its summer of salad pizzas. Starting point, Anna, do you do salad on pizza? Period.
I'm going to go with yes. Okay.
Hey.
But it's just like I ordered myself a salad and I have some pizza left and I'll eat them together. But like to stuff a pizza or to top a pizza outside of arugula, I'm not exactly sure the need of salad on a pizza. You disagree with me?
To drop a tear soon.
Why you love it
I
so much?
I do. There's
You order
actually,
this?
so trust me, the first time I tried to order this in North Carolina, they didn't understand they were going to cook the pizza and with the salad on top of it. And I was like, my Lord,
That's
let's
okay.
just back up, let's try
It's
again.
okay.
I used to love, like, in central, like Westchester, New York, particularly one shout out, this place, Bellagio's, best salad pizza ever. Yes, but we're doing a lightly cheese, lightly sauce pie. Then we're doing salad, obviously post bake. But yes, I love
On
it. I
top or
love it.
inside? Are you eating it
No,
like a
on
On
sandwich?
top,
top.
just on
On
top,
top.
just on top,
You're
just on top.
finishing with it.
What about like
Absolutely.
a pizza bowl and you're doing the salad inside of the bowl?
I think the robot's
Try
going to
it.
produce that. I think the robot's going to produce that for us. And this one is just going to be
Curious.
an easy, Jim, just save me and tell me you like
Yeah.
salad pizza, please.
I understand salad pizza. I have had applications where it is very good. So, interesting enough, all three of these pizzas had chicken that I'm assuming was cooked and added afterwards, right? So I understand salad pizza. It can be done right. The taco salad pizza is a thing, right? I understand it. It is one of those things. I think we talked about it here. And we're laughing at Quad Says I didn't make the pizza. They made the pizza. I think you have to, one of those things where you have to eat it right away. It's not a takeout fare because, again, it's textures, it's
Yes.
temperatures. I understand it. I don't love it for thin crust pizza. I don't love it for squares. I think that's really cumbersome to eat. But I've had some chicken Caesar salad pies that were pretty solid.
Yeah.
They're
I don't even
not.
need the chicken. I don't even need the chicken.
I don't
Just
think
this,
you
like,
do, honestly.
vinegary
Truly.
salad on top of it. And I could go with you, Anna, of like adding it and kind of smushing them together at the end when I'm just kind of, I had my salad, I had my slice, and I put a little on, but like
Like,
just
but
go
where
all
are we
in.
going to stop
Go
with
all
the
in.
word pizza after it? It's just a shell. It's a pizza shell. You're just
Yeah.
eating your salad on top of it,
It's a
but it's
bowl.
not a pizza.
It's a bowl.
Pizza needs something else.
The salad. It's got the salad on top of it,
And the
bringing
chicken. It
it
needed
all
the
together.
chicken.
Chicken.
And the chicken
But
and
it
the
has to be
ranch. I
chicken
dipped it and I
thighs.
dipped it. Then I picked the whole thing up. I dipped it in the ranch.
Chicken
And then,
thighs.
yes,
No.
I pulled
Slow
off the chicken
down.
wing pieces. I'm throwing them on there. It sounds
Wings.
like a feast.
Juggling. Love it. Finish it with you. Love it.
All right. Well, listen, Jim, on that note, man, take us out. This has been
Yeah.
adventurous. And
What-
I feel like I've disrespected the pizza community of bringing up chicken, Sam's Club pizza, salad on top of pizza, and mushrooms. My God, tonight.
Oh my gosh. Will, where can we
Mushroom
find you on
sounds
social
perfect.
media, my friend?
You could find me at Funny Will. I do post things sometimes about food when I remember to take pictures
But
of them.
yeah, just not this past weekend. Anna, where are the two places we can find you?
At Anna Crucitt and at Mercurius PGH.
Lovely. I'm at Jim Cook's Food Good, wherever you get your content. We are I Need Pizza Club on Instagram and YouTube. You're going to like, rate, subscribe, comment, and then share it with 5 of your friends. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting Pizza Roundtable. We will see everyone next week, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, for another episode of Pizza Roundtable, part of the I Need Pizza Club network.
See ya.
Yeah.